Got it.
No, you have to like accept. You have to.
Yeah.
I accept to be recorded.
It is kind of good. People should know that you're doing
Yeah,
it.
it is good. Yeah. Some people don't want their face.
Mm.
I was on a webinar last night on Zoom, and I was like, I'll accept the recording, but I'm not putting my face on because I'm in the bath as I listen. Okay, I will revamp that. So, I feel like the boss giving the secretary notes. Type this out. So, we're speaking to your avatar. We're creating something that's valuable, that's free, that will lead into the webinar, which is also free, but it's people investing their time into a webinar it can be, I don't know if this is for me, and blah, blah. We need something to connect them to bring them into that webinar, which will lead into your services. And emotional clearing is a lot. Like I know we've said this before. Like people are like, oh, I don't know if I want to go there and share my deepest, darkest crap with a stranger. Okay. So this is you connecting with them. It's your voice. It's your value connecting with them in the visualization / meditation. So let me bring up the avatar notes again so I can get into the vibe. Okay, so you're creating a small little visualization meditation around your ideal client, talking to them about and you can even start off with, before we begin, I just wanted to say, I understand, emotional clearing can be a lot, and, you don't want to go there and blah, 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 blah. And because you're feeling overwhelmed and just really frustrated about where you are, and you're not really sure how to get to where you want to be and how you want to ideally feel, so you're caught in this loop, I've created this visualization to free up some space so you can take more on, because there's no point in me giving you more tools or more things if you're at capacity, because that's where the overwhelm comes in. And then you can just take them through a visualization around, asking questions like, first of all, obviously put them into a relaxation stage, relaxing their body, however you choose to do that in your little method. And then asking them questions like, what is it in your life that you can let go of? Is it a belief? Is it a thought pattern? Is it a habit? Is it energy that you're investing in gossip, or a friendship that isn't serving you, or like, what is it that you can let go of energetically right now to create space for you to look after yourself and choose yourself? And then take them through how important it is for your health is this and your health is that, and it's not just the food you eat, it's the emotions you're feeling. And then ask, what emotions are you feeling right now? Is it anger? Is it sadness? Is it frustration? Is it overwhelm? So you're really connecting with them. It's like when you get them interactive in whatever you do, like that video that you did for Tyler, like with the bottle thing and the spin, getting them interactive rather than sitting there watching a screen is always going to connect with them more powerfully.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so asking them those questions and making it about them and their emotions in that little sesh. And then maybe at the end invite them to journal. Like I just invite you to write down your experience and how you felt during this session, and put some beautiful music in the background. What else, my darling? What else is coming to you as I'm talking? Anything that you want to add into that?
No, just sort of thinking of some things, like just the actual techniques, I mean.
Yeah,
I can do that.
And then that way you can talk about that on social media to start with, and then start talking about, after a few days, talking about your webinar directly, and actually saying, if you don't know what this is about, I've actually created a beautiful calming visualization for you to utilize. It's in my link in my bio. Go and give that a try and see how you feel. and then come onto the webinar and I can take you more deeply into what that's all about. You can ask me questions in real time.
Mhm.
And then in time, speaking about doing something once and repurposing it, and like I said, I'll try and find out what the platform is. I think it's Webinar Jam, where you create a webinar and you do it once live, and then it's just a recording that people can book a time. And have you ever done a webinar like that where you've selected a time so it feels like it's live, but it's not, it's actually recorded?
No.
They're actually just watching the recording, but it feels like it's live.
Okay. How do you do that if you're doing Q&A stuff though? Where you just...
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure how your questions and answered questions get answered. Because I'm just usually listening. I never go into questions and answers. But other people's questions and answers come up from the previous call, so you see them come up and answer them.
No, that's what I mean. So if in the recorded one I've answered questions, do you leave that in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you can just say something like, if you have any further questions, you can email me at, here's my email, blah, 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 if I haven't got to your question or covered it. But it's a way of repurposing it so you don't have to keep doing the same webinar over and over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'll find out what platform that is if that's something, because it frees up your time too, sweetheart.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So yeah. I was just assuming I could just have it as a recording, but this way they have to register for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could do it, since you've already got all the access to those platforms already, you could record it and then add it to your email list, and they have to, or add it to, if you want access to this webinar or to this education session, enter your email here and then get their email for it. You could do it that way as well.
But
so to add people to your email list.
Okay, but I thought you said email them to get their email.
I might have.
Right. Because that won't work. Yeah. Well, it would work, but I've already got it. So.
Scrap that. Rewind. No, put it out there to get their email for your email list. So you can say, just say, for instance, you've got it on Instagram or Facebook, and I've got this awesome recording, blah, 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 on Zoom, it's recorded. To get access, just hit the link and they have to type in their email address, and then they get emailed the recording.
Okay. What link? How do you do that as a link?
So that will be in your email server.
Okay.
It's called Soho.
I've just got the free version.
Yeah, it should include some sort of email marketing.
Yeah, well, it's got campaigns and things, but I haven't researched it.
Yeah, it usually includes until your list grows, and then you need to upgrade.
Yeah, okay. Well, that'll be post webinar research.
So what it would be is like an opt-in. They call it would be under an opt-in or a pop-up or a email list, something like that. I mean,
I've only got 30 people in there, so I'm not hooked on Zoho. I tried MailChimp and didn't like it.
Yeah.
I can't remember why, but I know I didn't like it.
Yep.
And HubSpot is what we use at work, but that is super expensive once you go from the free.
Is it?
HubSpot.
Okay.
It's really good, but it's really expensive.
Okay.
When you go from the free to the paid, it's a massive jump.
Oh.
So I did a bit of research, and this one seemed like it's got a lot for the free version, and then when you pay, it's not a lot more. Like, it's not crazy expensive. But if you know of one that's better, like I've only got 30 people in there, so wouldn't be too hard to switch over. What do you have one? Do you know of one?
I did have one, and I used to use, when I was for coaching, I used Get Response.
Oh, okay. That one didn't come up in any of the research I did.
Yeah, so it was there was when I did the business course way back in the day, she had different tiers of different email offers, and MailChimp was like the bottom one to use if you're just starting, blah blah blah. And then Get Response had more access, more tools, more blah blah blah. And then the one above that was, I can't remember, but it's got all the tools and costs a little bit more and blah blah blah. But Get Response I haven't used it in a while, but GetResponse might be a good one. I remember they were really good because they had that 24/7 chat thing, so you could click on and go help, and they would help you with your account.
Okay. Yeah, I think this one's got it. Not that I've used it, but
Yeah.
the main thing I wanted it for was reminders as well.
Reminders for
tasks.
Oh,
actions.
right, gotcha. Got it. Yeah. Yeah, well, just check out GetResponse. I liked it when I was using it. My poor email list is all just sitting there neglected now. But email something that you'd like to do, sweethearts, because this is the thing, you get to check in where your energy goes rather than just doing a lot of things at 50%.
Yeah, I don't know. Do they work? I know Tyler uses them a lot, but he also does, he does everything and has a marketing team.
Exactly.
So I don't know that it's more something that I just do ad hoc. Like, for example, when we launched the new products, I did an email on that, and I should do them for the programs, but I haven't got around to that yet. But it's not something I feel like I need to do on a regular basis.
Like a blog, yeah.
No, I'm not into. Yeah, no, I probably wouldn't. Not at this stage, anyway. Maybe when I'm not working.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's a big time commitment as far as nurturing your email list and trying to grow your email list. Like, that would be a plane on its own, really, not part of a plane. But at the same time, if you want to utilize it, it's also, just doing it your way and not feeling like you have to do it the way traditionally it's you've got to email 3 times a week and you've got to this and you've got that. Like, it could just be a tool that you teach, because I've got plenty of emails that I subscribe to that you don't hear from weekly. They might just pop up and be like, hey, haven't heard from me in a while. This is what's been happening, blah, 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 connection, value, blah, blah. And then they might say, oh, and by the way, I've got this thing.
Yeah, no, I don't want it to be something that's always, but
yeah,
to opt into the webinar thing is a good example.
Yeah.
I could use it for that.
Yeah. Yep.
I'll do that research after the webinar.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's a good way to connect to people who do read the emails and when you've gotten people on there that are already familiar with you.
Yeah, and I seem to be attracting a lot of the old ducks, and they're not into Instagram, and some of them are on Facebook, but not all of them.
Okay, but
they all have email.
Yeah, email used to be the thing that, like, the oldies were like, oh no, I don't know how to do that, but now that's the thing. I don't know how to
Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah, good. And it's just that awareness of, I've got to make sure I'm not just popping in when I have an offer. Like, I also pop in and just do a check-in with nothing attached to it, and just do a, hey, blah, 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 email me about this thing, or just connection and value as well. Then that doesn't have to be, every week even. It can just be once a month or whatever you want to do, my darling, with your time investment, because your time is precious. Awesome. So webinar Tuesday the 14th, going to do a little leaflet that'll be online. And so when it's tangible and actual print out one, where does that go?
What do you mean? When
you print out your actual leaflet, you've got them in your hands, where do they go? What do you do with them from there?
Put them over in the corner. What do you mean? You give them to people? What do you mean? No, give them to people.
Literally.
Well, yeah, what do you mean?
Who do you give?
Clients that come.
Right. I'm crying. Good. Well, the corner is where
it's literally where they are over there.
Right. Okay, let me reframe. Who do you give them to once you print them out in person? Like, where do they go from the corner?
Yeah, so clients, if they come, if they want to know more. I've also, I don't know if they're being used, but I've also given them to like my kinesiologists, chiro and colonic places.
Awesome.
But I don't know if they actually use them and give them out, but I've given them some.
And if they're open at the moment too, also.
Yeah, well, we're not in
Yeah.
lockdown, so those sorts of things have only been closed for a couple of weeks over here throughout the whole thing. So been lucky that way.
Yeah, awesome.
My hairdresser is another one.
Yep.
He loves me.
Awesome. That was the question.
Right. Okay. Just give me a sec. I'm just going to go turn the heater down.
Yeah,
It's a
you're
bit
right.
hot.
Yeah,
Hang
go
on.
for it.
Gotten a bit stuffy already, and our nice weather's gone again.
Oh, has it?
Yeah, back to rain today.
Oh, in WA, I think spring would be bringing out all the goodness now coming around the corner.
Yeah, the last few days have been beautiful. Like yesterday was 23, I think. And beautiful sunny day. It was really nice. I actually recorded a thing in the sun that I was going to post today.
It feels contradictory, doesn't it?
It does a little bit. Maybe I'll have to
Actually,
actually do that when it's a.
I loved your Insta stories too, sweetheart, where you were just sharing that beautiful walk that you went on.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I don't usually take my phone because usually I go with my partner.
Yeah.
So I don't take my phone. But today that one I did. I thought, it was a perfect time of the day, and it was a beautiful day. So I'll just take a few photos.
Yeah, that was
Such a nice spot.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Like right there.
Oh, that's awesome to have it at your doorstep.
Yeah, it is nice.
Yeah, keep sharing that. Keep sharing those little tidbits, and you don't have to, like I said, it doesn't have to be all the things like a BRITELLE diary of the day, all on Instagram stories. It can just be, just those things that aren't related to emotional clearing are just part of your life and who you are and what you love. That's what I was going to say. Numbers. How are the numbers? Did you do a comparison for your?
Yeah, sort of.
When you did,
I've been conscious about doing them at different times of the day.
Yep.
It's so ad hoc though. Like I did one post and it got like about 4 new followers, and then all of the others you get 0.
Yeah, that's the game.
The sunshine one I've got scheduled for tomorrow. Oh, hang on, why have I got 2 scheduled for tomorrow? That's not right. Anyway, so that walk one got 43 accounts reached, 4% weren't following me. So maybe that's the one I got. So I've found out that if you click on them in this thing, it actually tells you how many you get from hashtags, how many you get from home, how many impressions, whatever that is.
Yep.
And how many people you reach. So I don't know what the difference is between reach and impressions.
And there's a separate one that says actually clicked. Does it say clicked or read?
I don't know if I show you. I'll share my screen and show you, but I can't.
Oh, please.
Cool. So if you click on it, it gives you this information. So it got 6 likes, 2 comments, or 2 messages, and 0 of those 2. And then down here it tells you 43 accounts reach, 4% weren't following me. So maybe that's the one where I got
impressions.
Oh, hang on, but it says no followers.
52.
So I don't know what the difference between reach and impressions is, but impressions are higher than reaches.
Impressions refer to the total number of times a post or story is viewed.
Okay. And what's reach then?
Well, your reach refers to the number of unique viewers. So that would be your viewers. Maybe? I don't know either.
Anyway, either way.
I thought impressions was people that read it, and reached was just, a sort of like they saw it but didn't read it maybe, but maybe that's not.
So that was just a story. I think I did that as a post, or was that the post? No, that one was the actual post, and I did it as a story as well.
Yeah. Okay. Navigation. Impressions. And there's impressions, but not reached. So impressions must be, people that
So it's
viewed,
something to do with the actual post, the reaches then.
the people that viewed it. So the reach. Oh, can you hang on 2 seconds? I just got my dog out. She's gonna. 2 seconds. Sorry, my darling.
Right.
Got it sorted.
All good. So then you go to insights, and this is weird because it says on August the 22nd there were 4 actions, so that was obviously a good one, actions taken. And then you go to this one and it's the lowest reach.
On the same day?
Yeah, unless that was a story and I didn't do a post that day or something, I'd have to go check.
Are you noticing an increase in your numbers on your stories when you look at them, if you go back and look at them?
Hang on a sec. August 22nd. What was that one? So that was only a story that day.
Okay.
But it was just a story. It was a post that I'd done the day before, and then I just shared it to my story.
Okay.
That's weird.
And it was the lowest reach, did you say?
No, it was the highest number of actions, but the lowest reach. Yeah, I know. So fuck knows what that means. So yeah, I don't know what you meant to do with all this information.
More people took action on, like less people saw it, but they took action probably because did you get messages, alerts, or notifications?
I don't get many of those. Well, that's not where I'll go. Does it tell you what day? The only people that I've had real messages from is like people like Lucy and.
Yeah, is a request? Is that people?
Oh, that's just marketing bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
I just ignore those.
Sometimes you get a genuine one in there.
Yeah, I do read them.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think these are all. Well, that one was an interesting one. I love this, man.
I love this, man. George, thanks, George.
Free shit. And this was just creepy.
Oh.
Yeah, righto, mate.
Good morning. How you doing?
Yeah. So yeah.
Do they really think they're going to? Oh yeah,
I know.
I slid into her DMs and now we're married.
Yeah, creepy.
She sent me $10,000 overseas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. So what have you got from that? Have you got any feedback from all those numbers of any particular day, time that you felt like, even if it was like slightly more engagement, or is it just all over the place?
Yeah, no, it's all over the place.
Okay.
The one about my nan on Facebook got a fair bit when I found that necklace. That was cool. Yeah, that was a nice little moment.
That was cool. And that's okay. So that in itself is a beautiful indication, an example of when you share yourself and you connect with your people, they're like, oh, that's like a beautiful story.
I just don't have many things happen like that very often. So
but even just drawing on your past experiences, my sweetheart, like if you think of something that has occurred, and it doesn't always have to be that, you know how that clickbait type titles that some people do, like warning, vulnerable share or something, and then they click on like, I'm just telling you about this thing and happened to them, and it doesn't have to be that, you know, deep and dramatic all the time. It can just be a little insight into your emotions and your emotional clearing, and why you held onto it, or why you suppressed it, or why you know, those sort of things, because people can relate to that. Yeah, but you know, that's also a personal thing, and depending on how much, you don't have to share it all and go into all the things. You can just talk about it at an extent that you're comfortable with, but so it connects, because, you know, being an emotional clearing coach, sharing your journey of emotional clearing and sharing little specific snippets is where people will like, oh wow, okay, she was going through exactly what I was going through, or she was experiencing what I was experiencing, and now here she is. Okay, I'm going to contact her. So even just this next week, just do one personal share of a past experience of because, you know, you're speaking to your avatar of, they're not sure how to get from where they are to where they want to be. And you're the example. I was where you are, and this is where I am, and I'm experiencing this, and I felt this, and so you can too. You can too. Book in now. So one little personal share on socials, because when you speak, honey, you've just, like, the way that you speak, I know I say this all the time, but it's beautiful. It's genuine. It's like, it feels like a big warm hug. Like, it's just,
that's nice.
It's from, it is, it's from your heart, and it's really relatable, like the way that you speak, and you speak so beautifully and fluently, and yeah, like your connection when you do videos is amazing. So a personal share about yourself would be, you know, like slightly vulnerable, something that's vulnerable, but just that connects with the peeps that you want to work with. So because you're basically saying, I get it. I get it, because that was me. And I didn't want to, and you don't even need to go too much into the story. Even it could just be, you know, I was experiencing this deep thing, or, you know, it was to do with this person or this experience, and I didn't want to deal with it. I suppressed it, and I just thought, because it's in the past, I don't need to deal with that. I'll move forward. But the thing is, with stuff we hold on to, it comes up when it's triggered by something else in our present, and it stays there and causes dis-ease unless we release it, unless we clear it. Use the words, unless we emotionally clear it. Emotionally clear it. And when I did that, when I invested in my own emotional clearing coach, and did that, now I feel like this. And you can go through, like, yes, it was confronting for me. Yes, I you know, resisted. This might not be actually true. I'm just ad-libbing at this point.
I think it's pretty much the standard for everybody, isn't it?
Yeah. And yes, I resisted it, and yes, I didn't want to go there, and yes, I didn't want to show emotion, and like it might even be a story of, like, well, my personal story, I was like, I prided myself on being a rock. Like, I don't cry. Ask my kids how many times I've cried. They can count on one hand. I'm so strong and tough and blah blah blah. But holding all those emotions in, because what I did, and this is a beautiful share that you could actually, not a share, but it might apply to you, but something you could say, when we put our walls up to protect us from the shit that's gone on, the problem with that wall is it doesn't just protect us from the crap and the pain and the trauma, it also blocks out joy and happiness and connection to ourselves. The wall isn't showing discernment with, like, let the joy in, but block out the pain. A wall is a wall. So you're not allowing yourself to experience the full magnitude of what life has to offer, because you're holding onto the shit that you're not allowing to clear. You're holding onto the emotions and stuff that you're not allowing to clear, because that's what people think. If they put up a wall, just blocking that out.
I don't even think it's conscious until it's pointed out.
Yes. Yes. People don't know until they know. I used to always use the analogy, a fish doesn't know it's swimming in water. It's just in its water. The fish doesn't go, I'm swimming in water. It's not aware of that. Don't be the fish. Be aware of your water. Be aware of what's going on. Yeah. The little fishies. What else did I have to ask you here on your little questions that I came up with in the bath? Oh, how are you going with approval, security, control? Is that still in your awareness? Approval, security, and control. Remember we did that way back when? Where am I looking for approval, security, and control outside of myself? Is that still in your awareness, or sort of just hasn't been?
Not on a deliberate level, I guess, but I'm sure there's times where I'm not aware at all. But there are times when I am aware that that's what I'm doing. Yeah.
Awesome. So still utilizing that on that awareness. And feel free to, that's another great thing to talk about too, gorgeous. Feel free to pass that on. Because we look for those things outside of ourselves so we don't have to feel what's on the inside.
Yeah.
What else did I have? Let us into your story. I already covered that. So because we've got direction with the webinar, I had written down here like a survey to do, like a survey to survey your audience about what they, what their struggles are, or what their blocks are, or what, what content they love or want or need from you. What do you want more of? And you can do this in the form of, and this may not be something for now because the webinar is our focus for now, but just want to put it out there. This can be done in a formal, like here's the survey and you just click and then the results get emailed to you.
Like a Survey Monkey.
Yeah. Yep. Or Jot form. Yep.
I've used Survey Monkey a lot.
Yeah. Perfect. Or it can just be a simple set of stories in your Instagram where you have that yes or no poll option, and you can ask the question and you change the word yes to, would you prefer to learn more about this, and then change the no to or this, and they can just click. So you're basically just doing a quick little survey, which people love. But if you want an in-depth one, you could do that. We could do a Survey Monkey one, but you don't really need to know that right now because your webinar is your focus. So what if, let's create a set of questions for a Instagram survey, but so it's leading into your visualization. So perfect. If you answered, or you can just say, gathering from the results of what you've given me in the survey, this visualization I've created is perfect, and it's free. It's the link in my bio. Go and have a listen to it. Put yourself in a different state. I'm just trying to think how we can. No, we don't even need to. Don't mind me, just thinking out loud. Don't need you for this conversation.
Righto. I'll just be over here.
Yeah, just be over there in your corner with your leaflets. I was just thinking if we could, how we would lead the visualization into the webinar, but you can't really do that unless it's attached to something else. You can't go at the end of visualization, okay, and exhale. And that was fantastic. Now my webinar is on
No.
If you're attaching a visual, like if you're embedding your visualization into something, then you can talk about it outside of that. But on its own, it needs to be a standalone offer.
Yeah.
And just plaster it everywhere. Gorgeous, plaster it, like attach it in the comments, like a link for it in the comments in Facebook. Talk about it in your stories, put it in your, like at the end of your awesome posts. Yeah. Where's the calendar? So talk about just the visualization as a standalone without mentioning the webinar yet until today, until the end of Sunday. And then as of Monday, you can talk about both. Like if you guys have, like, if you use that visualization, if you haven't yet, it's in the link in my bio, go there and try that out, because on Tuesday, the 14th of September, I have this amazing webinar coming your way and you're not going to want to miss it. because it's a great way for you to understand what emotional clearing can do for your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. And start talking about that from Monday, and just plaster it everywhere, my darling, because just make it the thing that you talk about, because you're excited about it. You know, it's holding great value, and you've got some great tools in there. Like, people need it. As an additional thing, think about people in your space, friends, family, fellow coach, like whoever, who would be willing to also, would you be able to share this on your socials, like share on your stories, or getting in front of other people's audience is always, always, always a great way to broaden your audience as well. And I know I said this the other week, but also, and I've just organically, it's just happening for me. Like in the last week, I'm not even trying. In the last week, I got 50 new followers, and not that I'm like, yay, I reached blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm not all about the followers, because I know plenty of people who have low followers and have massive impact and making income and all the things. But I wasn't even trying. It was simply just from, and I think it's because we're on the same page with the current situation. I love reading your post on Facebook. Like,
Facebook, I go a little bit more.
I love it.
A little bit more out of control.
Yeah.
Don't do it on Insta, but
there was someone's, who was it? It was actually someone else's post the other day. And I was just, I'm like, I wonder, and I just scrolled down the comments. I'm like, oh, there's BRITELLE. Yeah, BRITELLE. I think I liked it.
Go a bit hardcore.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of followers from those on Facebook.
This is what I'm saying. So even if you don't want to talk about that because I don't put much on my page as such, but I talk about it in my stories. And I get
I do it on my page and Facebook. It's more when I comment on like the Perth Now bullshit, or when I comment on articles elsewhere, I seem to get followers on Facebook from that. Yes.
So do the same in Instagram, because I'm sure you're following accounts in Instagram that talk about that stuff. Like, have you?
Yeah, not a lot. I don't know.
Follow?
What? I don't go on Instagram a lot. And
okay.
Don't find them. And
all right. So
they probably need to.
Yeah. You don't need to. It's pure choice.
I mean, I put both. Everything I put on Instagram, I put on Facebook, pretty much.
Yeah. Just not the other way around.
No, I don't do any of the fuck off stuff on Instagram. I'm trying to keep that separate.
Yeah, but it's also one and the same, because it's you and it's what you believe in, and you don't have to go as hardcore and stuff as you do on Facebook. But you can add some stuff, like just resharing stuff into your story that because I'm very conscious of, yes, I want to share it and put it out there, but I'm also very protective of my own energy, and I know sharing it all the time is, infiltrating my energy and my timeline and my manifestation of what's coming in. So I just like little snippets sometimes about
I have days, and then other days I don't do anything. And some days I just go fucking nuts.
Some days I'm like, hell no, where will I go? And other days I'm like, oh, look at this kitten. So cute. But what I was going to say was, you pretty much summed it up. Those 50 whatever followers it was in the last week has just been from me liking other people's comments on those kind of posts. Like, yes, I love what you just said. And then they're like, oh, like-minded person, and they come and follow me. And not like, I'm not intentionally going, oh, I'm just going to go through and like all these people's comments. It's just been a comment I've seen on a post about current situation, and I've liked it, and they've just gone, not all of them, but some of them come across and followed me because, we're on the same page. And that's what people need right now. They need that, oh, good, I'm not alone. That connection. I'm not in the minority. Mainstream media is full of shit. Coming across, following BRITELLE. So if you want, my sweetheart, if you're not following many accounts, I've got there's the ones on Facebook, the ones on Instagram, like Tay's Way, Taylor Winterstein. Do you follow her?
Yeah, follow her.
Yeah, she's amazing. Like following her and her husband on Insta, and just, because their posts are not just informative, they're also really empowering. Just people like that, like other people's posts and comments. Other people's comments on posts, because same what you're doing on Facebook will. I remember when this first started, when the whole situation started and we had our very first lockdown, and I was all Facebook and hardly any Insta, mostly Facebook. And just from like what you're doing, people would come across and friend me on Facebook, and my Healy sales went through the roof in that month. Yeah, because they were just like, oh, I've come across your page and doing this thing, and what's this thing you've got? Like, oh, that's cool. I connected with so many new people. So, and even just do you do posts on Facebook that are, you know, come across to Instagram and follow me for more health stuff or emotional clearing stuff? For, you know, here's my link to my Instagram page.
No, I haven't, because I do both on both. Like, usually it's not often that I'll do something on Insta that's not on Facebook.
You got stories on Insta that you don't have on Facebook, or is
it
going?
No, that's true. I just don't do them very often.
Yeah, that's right.
And usually I download them and then put them on Facebook that way.
So efficient. But there's also some people, like a lot of people are also stepping away from Facebook and across to Instagram, because they just like the feel of it as well. So yeah, just put your link to your
crazy
Instagram
people.
Yeah.
Don't get that mentality. There's a lot of people stepping away from Facebook because Rochelle, Tyler's wife, or ex-wife, that runs the Heal Thyself movement, her page was shut down.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of that happening
on Facebook,
because she doesn't do much like vaccine stuff or anything, but she promotes natural healing, and so there's a lot of that happening.
Yeah, wow. The old censorship. Yeah, that's crazy. Well, not really. I mean, it's believable. Yeah, anyone who seems to have a larger audience and saying things that are going against the narrative.
Yeah, well, she does. She's not outspoken on the vaccines or anything, but it's just the healthy alternative.
Don't you dare educate people to self-heal. They need Big Pharma.
Yep.
Rude. How bloody rude. What else did I have here, my darling? Numbers. I think that's it for now, sweetie pie.
Cool.
In the little notes. I did make a note here to say go back over our notes and actions and take note of anything that we've missed or avoided, and let me know what these are. Just so we're not like next thing. I didn't do half of those things. I'm pretty sure you've done most of them because they were all leading us up to this point, but just do a little inventory.
Yeah.
There's something I was going to say. What was it? I can't remember. It'll come back to me.
All good.
Now, anything, my darling? Oh, that's what I was going to say. Journaling. Your favorite.
It's not something I've ever gotten into or do or get benefit out of when I've done it. Yeah,
really? Okay. So I'm just going to give you a little journaling exercise for this week. And it's a beautiful way to have an objective view of yourself, because you're getting your thoughts out of here and they're in front of you, and then you can sort of go, that's interesting. And I had a prompt about you being, and this is to do with your business. It's to do with you, but it's bleeding out to your business, about your leadership and talking about I am a leader. So what do I choose? And I'm going to just do a little prompt in there for you to just do a little journal exercise about you being a leader.
I'm not laughing at you, but Zoom is doing something really weird.
What is it doing to my face? You
have to go back and watch that.
Oh God.
It was like a repeat. It's like frozen repeat. It was
like convulsing?
Yeah. Oh, you have to go back and watch that. That was hilarious.
That's what I get for laughing at your leaflets in the corner.
Yeah. Karma's a bitch. Oh, that was funny. Sorry, I wasn't laughing at what you were saying.
Zoom.
Anyway, you were saying, sorry.
Entertaining in itself, isn't it? Just about your leadership, my sweetheart, and just, getting out and honoring and acknowledging and what's what I'm looking for? Feeding, nourishing your leadership, and like declaring yourself as, I am a leader. I'm a leader in my field. I'm a leader in the emotional clearing space. I am a leader in the natural health space. And so what do I choose for me? How do I choose? Like, just some prompts for you to speak about that as you're in your leadership.
Okay, so what do I write?
It's all right. I'll give you a prompt. I'll type it up,
okay.
and then you can just whatever comes, and you
Okay.
get it from your journaling exercise. And acknowledge any insecurities that you have around that, any questions, uncertainty. Like, just being completely honest around yourself and your leadership, because we all have those what moments. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to say. Talking about we spoke about the struggle. No, we talked about suffering versus pain. How about also talking about, because that it sort of leads on to that, the struggle versus the challenge. Like, I'm struggling. No, you're not. You've just challenged right now. Like, struggle is something people declare in their pain and their stuff as, I'm just declaring this is how it is. I'm struggling. Whereas challenge gives you your power back and makes it temporary. No, I'm just having a challenging time right now, rather than I'm struggling. Like, that struggle has that permanence. And so many, and it's a language shift, but so many people declare it. No, I always struggle. I always seem to struggle. I'm stuck in the struggle. And it's that pain versus suffering thing again. But it's a really great awareness to bring to people. Hello, Pup.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I wonder if it'll record you with this. So funny. But I don't know if it's going to record it.
You are totally going to go back and try and find that part.
Yeah. No, you need to watch it. It's hilarious. And it started again as soon as you said it's a struggle. It was like
it's a struggle. It's a struggle. It's a struggle.
Yeah, it's like that. The audio is fine. Just the visual.
Maybe it's my alter ego just having a freak out.
Yeah, it's not done that before.
Oh, Zoom. Surprises.
To find another tool.
Yeah, I guess maybe Zoom. I don't know, because Zoom
is it, isn't it?
Yeah, Zoom's getting smashed too.
Oh, they've had exponential growth. Like,
yeah,
definitely a business to be in.
Yeah, right. Bought shares in Zoom 2 years ago.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
Anyway. The other one, what was the other platform I used to use? It was really good. The name has escaped me.
People use Teams. We get a lot of Teams for work and Skype, but that's really old school. I don't know how much that's supported, and I don't know if that does. Zoom does all the registration and everything. I don't know any other tool that does registrations.
Yeah. And it's hard to find one that also does like group
breakout
calls
rooms
as well. Yeah.
Google Meets we use at work as well.
Oh yeah,
so they're all good. Well, they're good for recording. They're good for groups. But they don't do the registrations. I don't think they do, unless they've upgraded and copied Zoom, which I wouldn't be surprised if they did with their times.
Yeah.
That, as far as I know, they don't do registrations and they don't do the breakout rooms. Zoom is the only one that I'm aware of that does that.
Yeah.
But I don't actually know.
I think that something would have emerged with a new version of it.
Yeah, there quite possibly is. I've just never looked.
Yeah.
Because Zoom is it.
Yeah. You sort of stick to what you know, don't you?
Yeah. And it's got everything. It's just a bit shit sometimes. Yeah. It's only since the last upgrade.
Ah.
So I might have to do the Google thing.
Yeah, okay. Entertaining nonetheless.
Yeah. Well, this is new, what you're doing today. It'd be interesting if it's recorded it.
Yeah.
It'd be hilarious. I don't reckon it will, though, because it's recording your end.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll see.
Yeah. He's hoping.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you can send me a link to it.
Yeah, of course.
Cool.
I'll let me know when you watch it, because I clear all my Zoom files out because they take up so much space on my laptop. So I clear.
Yeah.
So let me know once you've watched it, my darling, and I'll clear it out.
That'll let me download it from there, though, won't I? So that's what I tell our clients to do: download it.
Oh yeah.
Save it locally.
Yeah.
And because we have limited space, and I'll be deleting it in a fortnight. It's my standard line.
Nice.
We also save them in our Google Drive, but.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, let me know when you've downloaded it, and I'll scrap it. Cool. All right, gorgeous woman. Is there anything else, my sweetheart, that you wanted to float? Question?
No, I don't think so.
Get clarity on?
No, I don't think so. Got
direction? Know what you're doing?
I think so, yeah.
Sweet. I'm excited for this webinar.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah. I was just going to write before I forget. Stop it. What's it doing? Stop.
You were like this?
Oh God. How I'm still single, I don't understand.
Oh, I should loom it if it does it again.
It's been an entertaining session, that's for
It
sure.
has been. Funny.
Okay, sweet. All the reminders so I don't forget. Done and done. All right, I'm gonna go downstairs and have my juice.
Okay, cool. All right, no worries. Oh, dog's ready?
No, Woolworths delivery up the road. The dog's going nuts. All right.
All right.
All right, beautiful woman.
All right.
I will be
speak to you
talking
next
to you.
week. Cool, thanks.
Okay. Bye, honey buns.
Bye.
Good.
See ya.